Hi, Jenny. I indeed wanted to talk about time management and self improvement with you.
That's great. Time management and self-improvement are important aspects of personal growth. How do you currently manage your time?
Actually, the obvious improvement in my personal life that can be seen, I think, is I realized the value of big chunks of time. I decide to make good use of my big chunks of time to do the most valuable things, or use burn Tracy's words to eat the ugliest frog every day. This is the improvement in my self happened uh, in recent days. I think it's crucial for my improvement to make use of big time.
That's a great approach. Making use of big chunks of time can be very effective for productivity and self-improvement. How do you prioritize your tasks during these big chunks of time?
What is the most valuable things? I think the field which can generate the most obvious accumulation effect, that is the most valuable things. Or to put it in a simple way, the things that you did can make the biggest sum of money. That is your most important task. That's also should be your priority. I think through these two ways of definition, you can find your own important things. That's your frogs waiting to be eaten every day.
That's an interesting perspective. Prioritizing tasks based on their potential for generating accumulation or financial success can be effective. Have you identified your most important task based on this criteria?
Yes, for a long period of time, I always um, want to write a book or even write dozens of books. I to some extent I have extent of writing, but due to my personal flaws, my shortcomings, especially my um, procrastination, I didn't realize my talent. So my biggest frog is definitely to writing book or writing papers. You should also know I'm a university teacher. To doing research is my job.
I understand your desire to write books and your struggle with procrastination. As a university teacher, how can you incorporate writing and research into your daily routine?
That's easy. That's not a hard task for me because I'm a teacher on communication studies. I'm not a researcher on science, nature science. So I don't need to do experiment I have plenty of time to write books and write papers. The two can be put together. It's the same thing, I think. I mean, writing and research for me is the same thing. I can do it at the same time.
That's great to hear. Integrating writing and research can indeed be beneficial. How do you plan to allocate your time between writing books and writing papers?
Yes, that's a good question. That relies on which one has the most accumulation effect. For me, I think writing books is more important than writing papers. I mean, writing papers is also important, but if you finished and published a book, the accumulation effect will be huge. Will be more huge than writing a paper or writing a series of papers. So at this period of time, I focus on writing books prior to writing papers.
That's a valid approach. Focusing on writing books first, as they have a greater potential for accumulation, is a good strategy. How do you plan to manage your time effectively to ensure progress in both areas?
To make my big chunks of time effective and efficiently, I have to get rid of distractions. That's the key point. For me and for many people, the problem is not they cannot figure out what's important for their career life, but the problem is they can't focus their most productive time, their big chunks of time to do their priority. We are always distracted by inner distractions and outer distractions. We cannot focus.
You're absolutely right. Eliminating distractions, both internal and external, is crucial for maintaining focus during your most productive time. How do you plan to minimize these distractions and create a conducive environment for your work?
I think the way to eliminate distractions, it can be say it's very hard, but from other perspective, you can say it's very easy, because when you decide to shut down all distractions from both internal and external, you just need to tell yourself to be ruthless, to follow your principle firmly. If you have that resolution, then nothing can distract you from your long-term goals.
That's a great mindset to have. Being ruthless with external distractions and maintaining focus on your long-term goals is key. How do you plan to strengthen your resolve and stay committed to this mindset?
For the last 11 months, I have developed a good habit of daily journaling. In my journal, I often reflect the efficiency of my using my big chunk, using my time. Also, I can say using my life. So through the reflection, I think I can improve that to form and to improve that mindset. I mean, being ruthless with external distractions. I have read many English books. For example, the books written by Naval, he also said that to be ruthless.
That's a fantastic practice. Daily journaling and reflecting on your time management and mindset can greatly enhance your self-awareness and help you stay committed to being ruthless with external distractions. How do you plan to incorporate the insights from your journal into your daily life?
If you think journal is an effective way of self improvement, of a personal improvement, then you should take action. I mean, you should put it as your priority every day indeed. For me, for example, today, when I woke up and before I get up off my bed, I write my daily, I finished my daily journal. I mean, on bed, I finished my writing. That is what I say. You should take it as your first priority. It's the most important thing in the whole day. So you should finish it at the beginning.
That's a great suggestion. Making daily journaling a first priority can help you start your day with self-reflection and set a positive tone for the rest of the day. How do you plan to ensure consistency in maintaining this practice every day?
The real problem is about to form a good habit. And I can tell you that during my last 11 months, I have maintained that habit of daily journal. And there is also a technique that if you want to maintain or form that habit of daily writing, you can write your own way media. You can publish your content online. So you have your viewers, your readers. Then through the pressure of media of your viewers, it will help you to maintain that habit.
That's an interesting approach. Publishing your content online and creating your own media can indeed provide external accountability and motivation to maintain the habit of daily writing. How do you plan to leverage this technique to ensure consistency in your journaling practice?
In fact, I have little worry. I do not worry about that habit because I have done it for more than 300 days. That's an evidence for the formation of my good habit of daily journal. So, Jenny, can you give me a simple equation of what is success? What do you think? What is success? Can you give me a definition or give me an equation? That means success equals what plus what, that kind of equation. I need a simple, short answer, and I need your help. I want to communicate with you on that subject.
Success can be defined as achieving one's goals or desired outcomes. It can be represented by the equation, success equals goal achievement plus personal fulfillment.
Maybe you are right. That also related to what is really important in our life's purpose. I realized that maybe the most important thing in our life is learning, not other kind of success, financial success or family success, or your career success. That is also important, but compared to learning, they are not the most important. Everyone need to learn.
Absolutely. Continuous learning and personal growth are essential aspects of a fulfilling life. It's important to prioritize learning and acquiring knowledge in various areas of life. How do you plan to incorporate a commitment to lifelong learning into your daily routine?
Yes, you're right. Lifelong learning is correct. But what I want to say is more about the religious meanings. In that meaning, lifelong learning is not about knowledge about the outside world. It's about learn to know yourself, totally. And if you know yourself from inside, at the same time, you know your whole world, the whole world outside. So I think that kind of learning, the religious color of learning, is the most important task for everyone. Lisa, I put it as to boost your brain, I think.
That's a profound perspective. Learning to know oneself deeply and connecting with the inner world can indeed have a transformative effect on one's understanding of the external world. How do you plan to cultivate this spiritual aspect of lifelong learning in your personal journey?
That is indeed a lifelong travel, a lifelong task. To some extent, I can say I knew the method from Buddhism, but during the last years, I realized that I need to at first get rid of my bad habits. Then I can indeed get into the faster track of self-awareness and self-improvement from Buddhism practice. So I need to get rid of my bad habits at first.
That's a wise approach. By consciously working on eliminating bad habits, you create space for personal growth and self-improvement. How do you plan to identify and address these bad habits effectively?
That's also not difficult because even you cannot figure out what is your bad habits. I mean, if it is bad habits, then you cannot hardly find it. I mean, it definitely will cause problems, anxiety, puzzles in your life. It will drag your life down and down to make you feel heavy, to feel burdensome, to feel complex, feel puzzle at your life.
You're absolutely right. Bad habits often manifest as problems, anxiety, and obstacles in our lives. Being aware of the negative impact they have is the first step towards identifying and addressing them. How do you plan to actively observe and reflect on your behaviors to recognize and change these bad habits?
You're right. But in Chinese Zen tradition, we have a famous saying that upset is wisdom, or puzzle is wisdom. It's two sides of one thing, maybe. So if you have suffered from the negative effects of bad habits, then finally you will have more strength, more power to realize what your real problem is, and you will have more strength to overcome your bad habits. That is what I experienced these years. So it's difficult, but it's easy.
That's a profound perspective. Adversity and challenges can indeed serve as catalysts for self-reflection and personal growth. Embracing the difficulties and using them as opportunities for self-realization can lead to positive change. How do you plan to maintain a positive mindset and embrace the challenges that come with identifying and changing bad habits?
You cannot hurry up in your self-improvement. You need to be patient. I mean, you maybe what you really need is a long-term feedback, because the bad habits is not formed in one day. Maybe you have lived with your bad habits for 20 years or 30 years or even longer. So you cannot get rid of them in one day. And also, according to neuroscience, the bad habits, the nature of bad habits is the link in our brain. So to some extent, you cannot really get rid of bad habit.
You make a valid point. Changing bad habits takes time and patience. It's important to have a long-term perspective and understand that complete eradication of a bad habit may not be possible. How do you plan to approach the process of gradually replacing bad habits with healthier ones?
Yes, you get the point. We cannot indeed erase a bad habit, but we can replace it with a healthy one. That's the point. That's the methodology in self improvement. And you need to have your priority in different period, because it's a long-term journey. So maybe you can divide the long journey into certain periods. During my recent period, I need to make use of big chunks of time and get rid of distractions.
That's a great approach. Breaking down your long-term journey of self-improvement into smaller periods and focusing on one priority at a time can help you stay focused and make steady progress. How do you plan to stay motivated and committed to replacing bad habits with healthier ones during each period?
I have wasted maybe more than 20 years to not fulfill my writing talents. It always causes a deep regret when I look back to my last period of lifetime. So I have resolution to make a real change in my life. I do not doubt that I have that determination, that resolution, and also I have already formed the habit of daily writing and daily reflection that can help it.
That's a strong determination. Having a clear understanding of the regrets and missed opportunities can be a powerful motivator for making real changes in your life. How do you plan to harness this determination and take concrete steps towards fulfilling your writing talents?
Let's talk another topic. When we talk about make good use of big chunks of time, there is obvious problem is about how to practice your time management rules. The question is, how do you deal with the little things in your life? The little things means the things that is not important, or the things that is demanded by your physics. For example, to have meal. So my question is, how do you arrange your meals if you want to make big chunks of time?
That's a great question. When it comes to managing the little things in life, it's important to strike a balance. Prioritize the tasks that are essential for your well-being and basic needs, while finding ways to streamline and delegate non-essential tasks. How do you plan to prioritize and manage the little things effectively to create more time for your big chunks of time?
Yes, you're right. I reflected the way the famous people arrange their meal. For example, there is a famous writer from China, Taiwan. His name is Liao. He had passed away a few years ago. He's a very productive writer, and he often lock himself in his room to write books. And the way he used to meet the basic needs is he eat the simplest foods from hospital. Yes, you're right. I read the stories about a famous Chinese writer. He's very productive. And the way he arrange his little things, for example, to have a meal, is he eats the simplest food from hospital. I mean, the patients when they are they are doing surgery and in recovery, they eat some pounder which can be added hot water and is nutritious but is not delicious. He eat that.
That's an interesting approach. Simplifying your meals to save time and focus on your work is a strategy some people use. How do you plan to incorporate this idea into your own routine and make efficient use of your time during meals?
And there's also another good example. That is Donald Trump. You know, he's he's also a good example of making good use of time. Although his time is not the form of big chunks of time, I mean, the main content of his work is to communicate and to be a leader. So every day he make more than 50 calls, and he had many short meetings. And the way he make good use of his time is that he seldom go out for lunch because it will break his working rhythm. He just eat fast food.
That's an interesting perspective on time management. Donald Trump's approach of prioritizing communication and short meetings to maximize productivity is one way to make efficient use of time. How do you plan to adapt and apply this concept of focused communication and efficient meetings in your own daily routine?
In fact, I'm not the type as the Trump. We are not the same time because he's a businessman and he's a politician. But my definition of myself is a writer, a producer. So we are two kinds of person. So for Trump, he needs the fast work rhythm, and he cut his time into short pieces. For example, he always had short meetings. That is about 10 minutes to 15 minutes, and he make a lot of calls. But I need write books, so I need big chunks of time.
That's a valid point. Every individual has different priorities and work styles. As a writer and producer, your focus may be on longer periods of uninterrupted time for creative work. How do you plan to structure your day to allow for both focused, uninterrupted work and necessary communication or meetings?
Maybe I should also make some balance between writing at home and make communication with others, with my colleagues and with friends. But maybe at the first period, the only focus, the only priority is to learn how to make good use of my big chunks of time. Before this step, at first I need to divide my time into maybe 4 to 5 big chunks of time. Each contains maybe 2 to 3 hours or 2 to 4 hours, and during these big chunks of time, I need to get rid of distraction. So there are 2 types of a person.
I'm so sorry that I am a bit busy right now. Can you wait a moment and try it later?
Yes, it's about half. It's about half an hour. You will always be busy during half an hour break. So I will start again with you. Which one? Oh, this one.
Hi, how are you doing? My name is Jenny, and I'm glad to be your English teacher today. What would you like to talk about?
Hello, Jenny. What do you think is the most important thing in self-discipline and in self-discipline? What is the most important thing in maintaining self-discipline? And another question is, what do you think? What is the difference between self-discipline and willpower? You know, we all know that these two has some kind of connection between each other. But my question is, what's the difference between self-discipline and willpower? If you develop the self-discipline, can we say you have willpower at the same time?
Hi. It seems like you have some interesting questions about self-discipline and willpower. Let's start with the difference between the two. Self-discipline is the ability to control your actions and behavior, while willpower refers to the mental strength or determination to overcome challenges. Now, what would you like to know about maintaining self-discipline?
In my reflection, self-discipline means to keep clear thoughts about the money and the time you put out, or the food you take in. That's my specific or my special definition about self-discipline. It's about the way you carefully deal with the time and money you spend out, and the food and the relationship you take in. You need to always follow your principles. You need to be firm to your principles.
That's a great perspective on self-discipline. Following your principles and being firm with them is indeed important. How do you personally maintain self-discipline in your daily life?
The key words is to be ruthless. Can you guess what ruthless mean when I say it's important for our self-discipline?
I'm not quite sure I understand your question. Could you please clarify what you mean by "can you guess was Rose late"?
Can you? I say we need to be ruthless when we want to develop our self-discipline. Can you guess what's the meaning of being ruthless when we say it's important for self-discipline?
You mentioned being ruthless in the context of self-discipline. It could mean being strict or uncompromising with yourself in order to stay focused and committed to your goals. Does that align with your understanding?
Yes, your answer is perfect. You have very good comprehension. You are indeed an AI teacher. I appreciate your intelligence. Yes, your understanding is perfect. You are indeed a clever AI teacher. I admire your intelligence.
Thank you for your kind words. I'm here to assist and help you improve. Is there anything else you would like to discuss or any other topic you'd like to explore?
What do you think? What is the cause for procrastination? I mean, it has puzzled me for many years. Even yesterday, I have almost fallen back into the trap of procrastination. However, through the recent improvement, it only trapped me for about 2 hours or 3 hours. Then I get myself out of procrastination effectively. So it's a dangerous situation, but I finally um, evade. I finally save my life.
Procrastination can have various causes, such as fear of failure, lack of motivation, or feeling overwhelmed. What strategies have you found helpful in overcoming procrastination?
I think procrastination is a common phenomenon in nowadays people, especially young people. You know what's the reason? The reason is that we are more and more get trapped by dopamine released media environment. I mean, we live in the environment of a media that is driven by dopamine. So, if we get used to the activity of dopamine release, then we do not have the strength, we do not have the patience to face the boring tasks. But the boring tasks, they are always the task that will help me.
That's an interesting perspective. The constant availability of stimulating media can indeed affect our ability to stay focused on tasks that may seem less exciting. How do you personally manage to stay motivated and tackle those boring tasks?
Yes, that's the reason why I say it's a common disease for people, especially for young people. If the cause is about the dopamine, then the cure method is definitely also be rooted to to dopamine. So I think some kind of dopamine detox or dopamine fast is necessary if we want to improve ourselves from procrastination. Otherwise, we cannot really get out of the trap of procrastination, because we are always attracted by dopamine activities that is not nutritious.
That's an interesting approach. Detoxing or taking a break from dopamine-inducing activities can help in refocusing our attention and reducing distractions. How do you personally implement a dopamine detox or fast in your daily life?
In my daily life, from last week, I only leave about 1 hour, the hour before I go to bed. During this hour, I can browse my mobile phones and to read entertainment information. Through that method, through this kind of limitation of internet news, I can cut my dopamine activity to a very strict limitation. I think that's an effective way of self-control. Maybe you do not need to totally get rid of the entertainment, but you need to limit them.
That's a great strategy. Setting a specific time limit for using your mobile phone and focusing on entertainment information can indeed help limit dopamine-inducing activities. Have you noticed any changes in your productivity or ability to tackle tasks since implementing this self-control method?
We should incorporate that limitation method to make good use of big chunks of time and to get rid of distractions from internal and external world. We can put together this practice, then we will become a more productive person at last. I have confidence in that future. So I only can say that I have made clear of my future views and my future path. But at this time, I cannot say I have achieved. I cannot say I have achieved any meaningful fruit.
Having a clear vision and path for the future is a great step towards becoming more productive. It's important to stay focused and committed to your goals. What specific actions or steps do you plan to take in order to turn your clear vision into meaningful achievements?
The criteria or the obvious signs is very simple. That is, when I have written my first books in my lifetime, then I can see I have made some progress in my life. That's the sign, I think. Because as a teacher working in university, if I do not have my own books, then it only shows that I'm not that successful or I'm not that good in doing research. I have to make a resolution to write one book after another. Then I can say I have made progress.
Writing books can be a significant achievement and a testament to your expertise and dedication. What steps do you plan to take to start working on your first book?
And the other important thing is about the money, because if you want to publish books, the content is one thing, but the money, I mean the public publishing fees, is also important. It's very expensive for academic publishing. You can't afford the fees yourself, so you need to write the content. You need to write the chapters of your book. At the other hand, you also need to apply for many financial support. That's the two ways of writing books or publishing books. You cannot neglect each one side of the two sides.
You are absolutely right. Financial support is crucial for publishing books, especially in academic publishing. It's important to explore funding opportunities and grants that can help cover the costs. Have you started researching and applying for financial support for your book project?
Yes, these two aspects is both crucial in my book writing and publishing future views. Just as I have told you, I have wasted many valuable lifetime due to my procrastination. Maybe in the past, I have done the things that is not important more perfect. I mean, I have polished the less important things until it gleamed with perfection. That's not necessary at all. You mean I feel regret?
Regret is a common feeling when reflecting on past actions, but it's important to focus on the present and future. By recognizing the importance of time and prioritizing meaningful tasks, you can make progress towards your goals. What steps are you taking now to ensure you make the most of your time and focus on what truly matters?
Yes, you're right. So from now on, I decided to pay attention to my own personal growth at first, or to first pay attention to my personal improvement. That is the most important things. For the less important, that is the task, the administrative tasks, or tasks about guide students. That kind of a task, I only need to do it just so. You don't need to do it perfect. That's the key point.
Absolutely. Prioritizing personal growth and improvement is crucial. Remembering that perfection is not always necessary can help alleviate unnecessary pressure and allow you to focus on the essential tasks. How do you plan to strike a balance between personal growth and other responsibilities in your daily life?
Personal growth is always the most important thing. You just need to remember. So, when I first read what Warren Buffett says, I don't understand its meaning. Buffett says the key to success is very simple. That is, I always say no to the things that is less important. Maybe nowadays I can understand his meaning. The ways to fulfill your most important goals is just to say no, to get rid of distraction of the less important tasks. That's the process of success.
Warren Buffett's advice to say no to less important things is indeed valuable. It helps in prioritizing tasks that align with your goals and avoiding unnecessary distractions. How do you plan to implement this principle of saying no to less important tasks in your daily life?
I decide that if it is not important, for example, the administrative things, or the running course, that kind of a thing, then I do not need to respond immediately. I can handle it between the big chunks of my own time. That is, when I finished eating my ugliest frogs, then I have time to do the little frogs. That's the way.
That sounds like a practical approach. By allocating specific time slots for less important tasks, such as administrative work or running errands, you can prioritize your own personal growth and focus on more meaningful endeavors. How do you plan to structure your time to ensure you have dedicated periods for these less important tasks?
You're right. When it comes to running errands, you don't need to polish the less important task until it gleamed with perfection. That's tragic thing. You don't get any result in your most important life goals, and but you have wasted many time to do things that make other people happy. That's ridiculous. That's the most regretted thing when I look back for my past lives. That is the recent resolution or the recent obvious change I find happen in myself. I think it's improvement.
Reflecting on past experiences and recognizing areas for improvement is a valuable step in personal growth. By focusing on tasks that truly matter and avoiding excessive perfectionism in less important tasks, you can make progress towards your goals. How do you plan to measure and track your improvement as you implement these changes?
Just as I mentioned, the criteria for my improvement is very simple. That is about the book I want to publish, or the paper I need to write and publish, and also about the money I have earned. That is the most obvious criteria, the three most important things. I mean, the books, the papers, and the money. That's the three criteria to see if I have made my real improvement in my life, or if I have make clear positive change.
Setting clear criteria such as publishing books, writing and publishing papers, and earning money can provide tangible measures of progress. It's important to stay focused and committed to these goals. How do you plan to prioritize and allocate your time and resources to ensure progress in these areas?
It needs a long-term feedback. For example, I still don't know how to handle the little things of having meal. You need the energy from meal to support your work, support your energy, putting on your main tasks. But at the other hand, I always worried about wasting time in meals. I don't know how to handle. I need to look forward to have the best answers to that question. I need to form my own work rhythm.
Finding a balance between efficiently managing meals and ensuring you have enough energy for your work is important.